the rate that ours is taking place. We have 400,000 barrels of oil missing every day, stolen every single day. Ghana, with all of its protestations to being an oil-producing country, produces 120,000 barrels of oil. We have 400,000 barrels stolen every single day. There's no wonder at all that the country is as poor as it is today. It's no wonder at all that there are no jobs. No wonder at all that healthcare is in the state that it is. Education is in the state that it is. And that is the reason why our country needs change. We need change because, one, we must stop the corruption. If we can't stop corruption, as General Buhari has said, if we don't kill corruption, corruption will kill us as a nation. And that's evident from what is going on. So many people ask the question, how are we going to fund some of the programs that you've seen up here? And we've responded by saying, aside from some of the things you'll be hearing in the question and answer, the first thing is to stop corruption. The way that Nigeria's money is stolen on a daily basis simply doesn't make sense. No country can survive with the rate of theft that is going on in Nigeria. So stopping that is an absolute essential, is the first order of business. Stopping corruption and then ensuring that we're able to account for the resources of the country and that those who are corrupt are held to account and that they are prevented from doing so in the future. A critical issue, of course, in stopping corruption is exemplifying the kind of conduct that we expect others to portray. And that is why the leadership itself must represent a firm stand against corruption. Secondly, there must be consequence for corruption. At the moment, despite all of what I have said, about corruption in Nigeria, the petroleum subsidies camp, all of these have been investigated by the National Assembly. Reports are there, the actual culprits mentioned, names have been mentioned, but absolutely nothing is being done. There's no consequence. If that impunity continues, then anyone can steal public funds, and that will be the end of it. So we think that there must be consequence for corruption. And if there's consequence for corruption, then people will not be corrupt. But at the moment, there is none. And so one of the key reasons why we think that we must have a strong and firm anti-corruption stand is because it is possibly the only way by which we can stem the bleeding that our country is going through at the moment. Everybody in Nigeria at least accepts that if there's anything that General Buhari stands for and has been known for, is his firm stand against corruption. And that's the one reason why we think that that kind of leadership is what is required in our country today. The kind of leadership that exemplifies what it is that he preaches, his lifestyle, and all of that indicate clearly that he is a person who will not steal the funds of the country and will not allow anyone to steal from the resources of the country. So that's one of the key reasons why we think General Buhari should be the leader of this change and should be voted for. I'm going to be taking a lot of the questions and I'll be able to address some of the key issues as we go along. But I want to say that there are two broad issues. Aside from the economy, which we must deal with, components of that are the joblessness, the unemployment. Education is key, and we have several plans and programs related to all of these issues. And then social welfare, dealing with problems of poverty directly in a way that will address the problems quickly and efficiently. Of course, if you have 110 million extremely poor people, that's people living under $1 a day, and that's even getting worse now, then there is a need for government to directly intervene in order to deal with the problems of corruption before industry and commerce provide some sort of way out. Government must provide directly. That's why we have a conditional cash transfer scheme and some of the big social programs that we intend to put in place. Many people have argued, that is the APC left of center. Why is it that we have these big social programs and all of that? We think that we're an extremely business-friendly party, but we also think that the problems of Nigeria especially poverty, are so intractable and so large that government must intervene directly, and that we can't insist that we must wait until industry catches up, until commerce catches up, so that poverty can be reduced. We've got to intervene directly, otherwise most people will be dead before the revolution is done. So we need to deal with these issues. Almost the sheer number of 170 million people, 110 million live in extreme poverty, and that is terrible indeed. So we need to deal with those issues directly. So I'll be taking the questions on all of these issues. I don't want to have to repeat everything. I'd like to thank you again very much, and I look forward to answering your questions. Thank you.
Now, I understand that we have some media who would like to take photo shots of the vice presidential candidate. So you can just move close. Feel free to take this shot. It's open press. Okay. So if there's a journalist here, you want to take a shot, please feel free to step forward and feel free to do it, especially about this time before we go further.
For the camera? Oh, okay. I thought you wanted a picture. You don't want to pause it on this one? No. You don't want to pause it? No. Huh?
Go ahead, take pictures. Go ahead. You're a journalist.
Well, that's a nice
that man's not a journalist. Go ahead.
No, everybody.
Go ahead.
All right, that's it for now. Thank you very much. and certainly, please feel free from any angle you have to take the photos, but we don't want you to block the people. Now, the ticket that Professor Osinbajo is on is the ticket, the Buhari or Osinbajo ticket. Now, there's somebody that we want to give 3 minutes, who is going to give us a short testimony about General Muhammadu Buhari. He's also a member of our community here in the United States. And I want to bring up very quickly for 3 minutes, Dr. Ezekiel Kayode Akonde, the medical doctor in Kentucky. He's going to share a testimony for 3 minutes regarding General Muhammadu Buhari. Let's make him welcome. He's one of us.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. My name is Dr. Ezekiel Kayode Akonde, and I'm not an APC member. I'm not a politician. I just practice medicine. That's what I do best. I got to know Buhari by happenstance. The year was 1992. I was practicing in Alba Clinic in Kaduna. If you know Kaduna very well, Alba Clinic is a very big clinic. So, on that fateful day, 2 people walked into the clinic and wanted to see me and for some treatment. I was the only one on duty, and I did what I had to do. And 2 weeks later, the same 2 people came back and they introduced themselves. One of them was the son of, or still is, the son of the General Buhari, and he introduced himself as such. And he was so profuse in his appreciation that, and asked me if I ever needed any problem, if I ever had any problem, needed any help, I should always come to him. I blew it off because Nigerians drop names. I looked at the name again, Buhari, but that's a common name in the north. So, and again, I'm a Christian, I'm not a Muslim. I just don't think I would. So, June 18, I had to go to the embassy. I was sure I was going to get a visa because I had all my papers right. But I was refused. And was so depressed about this. I couldn't imagine. I couldn't even work. I had to ask off. Then I said, okay, I have to do something. I went to people that I knew, or the people who knew people of influence.